One mummy is a doctor, and one mummy cooks spaghetti. I love spaghetti.
Can we have more leftist programming going on?
I got two mummies, I do, and me mum's going to Minnesota to fight the ice Nazis. Me other mummy told me all about them. Borders are wrong and racist. Immigration is good, and I'm white and I have a thing called privilege, and that's bad. And Mummy said she's going to throw something called the Molotov cocktail. I love Molotov cocktails.
We have got children in Minnesota hiding in their houses, afraid to go outside. Many of us grew up reading that story of Anne Frank. Somebody's going to write that children's story about Minnesota.
I know that you wonder, I wonder, where did the unemployed mimes go for work? Ah, here they are, at a Democrat politician press conference. You just have to wonder, what are the job interviews like? Can you communicate in sign language in front of a camera? And how are you giving goofy as shit facial expressions? Are you adept at that? Let's test this out. Give me your Indian dinner 2 hours later face. Okay, that's good. Now give me TSA pat down that went too far. Great. When can you start? Speaking of a guy who sounds like he's suffering from a perpetual Indian dinner, Bruce Springsteen is back. Yay. Yeah, he's returned. Not with a great song, but with more politics.
No. Wait.
Remember way back in 2024 when he was doing his plaid pandering onslaught? Because no genuine man wanted to vote for an incompetent mess like Kamala Harris or Tim Walz?
I'll be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
Springsteen was part of that masculine appeal brigade that flopped. Almost as bad as his movie.
That's why I'm voting for Tim Walz.
Oh, the same Tim Walz who will never seek elected office again?
Never run for an elected office again.
Never again.
Never again.
Yeah, because he did some soul searching, right? Mostly because Nick Shirley did some fraud searching. Bruce won't sing about the victims of illegal immigration, but he does have an anti-ICE song now, where he not so subtly implies that if you care about immigration law, you're a Nazi.
Fire and ice, neath an occupier's boots.
The more strident his lectures get, the more constipated he sounds, both musically and mentally. Bruce is irrelevant, and he knows the only way to get a nice send-off, to get that movie about him, the tributes, to be called a legend, blah blah blah, is to be a total leftist hack for hire. Springsteen's latest hit is being pushed everywhere, but no one actually knows the song, and that's how you know it's not a real hit. Real hit songs don't need reminders. No one could hum this song if their life depended on it. The song is astroturfed. The opinion about ICE as Nazis is astroturfed. It's just another popularity mirage of the Democrats. It's not a hit song. It's a strongly suggested opinion they wish you had. If his message about this was really popular, then Kamala would have won. Hey, you want to see a Springsteen show? No, turns out no one wants to see NPR in concert. No thanks. Quick word, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Also go to patreon.com/jokesandapoint. Paid contributors get a free Trump travel mug. Do it. Springsteen and all of Hollywood are romanticizing people who violently interfere with law enforcement while making law enforcement a cartoon villain. That's reckless endangerment. And it's cheered and distorted by the media who always seem to get the details wrong at first. I wonder why that happens. An absolute tragedy just happened, and we have our correspondent, Bozo, on the ground. Very grim situation down on the ground here, Ben. A bloodthirsty ICE agent was looking for prey when he happened upon an innocent protester who smilingly offered him a flower. To gory results. And then there was another ICE atrocity that followed because a registered nurse was simply offering enthusiastic hugs. At this point, I just have to wonder, is there any narrative that comes out of Minneapolis that isn't a total fraud?
Ever wondered how protests happen on the spot? This is exactly how. One of the protests that you see that happen immediately after something happens, which is all the time now, none of the protests that you see are organic.
Why riots only in Minneapolis? And why riots in the place where there's an ungodly amount of fraud that has been discovered?
Coincidentally, right around the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, so what is it about?
Should set off a flashing red siren to Democrats nationwide while bringing a big smile to the faces of Republicans nationwide. Take a look at the big population gainers versus the last census back in 2020. The biggest population growth this decade? All 5 of the states that Donald John Trump won. These were the biggest gainers. We're also looking at what I would dare call a blue state depression, moving from into the red states. Well, They're blue states. All 5 of the states that were won by Kamala Harris in 2020.
So when the citizens are leaving your state, what's the only solution for Democrats? Find new people.
They want to incentivize these people to go to blue areas. They want voting laws to be lax. That allows people to cheat, but it gives Democrats plausible deniability. On top of that, it gives Democrats more power in the House of Representatives and the Electoral College. So when a state gains an electoral vote, it gains it at the expense of another state. So Americans are leaving those states. They're finding quality of life better in red states. If this continues to happen, what happens? Democrats lose members of the House, they lose electoral votes, and they lose it at the expense of red states. So in order to keep that federal power, they need new bodies in their states. They're gonna hide it with a show of morality. We just care about immigrants. We're moral, we're virtuous. No, they're not. They're just trying to emotionally manipulate people into supporting something that's going to help keep them in power.
And this is why Democrats need useful idiots. They need lack of law, lack of common sense. They need a full-blown mob mentality.
Up with liberation! Down with deportation!
If you look closely, you can see the puppeteer wires.
Palestine to Mexico! The border walls have got to go!
They're not marching for peace, they are marching for drama. And their masters will use influential cultural stars to push the message.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
When these celebrities speak, I just wish their net worth was posted like subtitles. And maybe these celebrities should pay attention to that number and realize that the big number there isn't because we want to hear about what they have to say about politics. Mark Ruffalo made his fortune by having graphic designers turn him into a big CGI green rage man. That's it. That's the extent of your usefulness in this universe. It's not even our universe, it's the Marvel universe. If the movie was about a regular guy who gets into a rage about immigration law and then turns into a humongous sanctimonious ass, no one would pay for that. Without that green CGI rage man, you'd be cleaning toilets in a bus station. No doubt still shouting at people that the toilets you're cleaning are on stolen land. Oh hey, you want an award? Hey, that's great. But you know, the award wasn't for best opinion in the gated community. These people are used to not being in actual danger. That's why they have stuntmen. Have some utopian ideas for us? That's terrific. But us regular people, we don't have a stunt team. We actually have to deal with the shit that you're advocating for. So don't put us in danger with your dumb ideas. And the further irony is that these same liberals will be the first ones to throw out, well, you know, this is settled science, blah, blah, blah. Well, if we have settled science, can't we have settled law? Our immigration laws are settled. If you want to change it, do it the legal way. These people don't believe in borders unless it involves their own property lines. When you celebrate people who clash with law enforcement, you're not encouraging reform. You're just glorifying the collision. When you say the other side is pure evil, you don't get peaceful protest. You get permission to do something else. And we already saw this in 2020. You vilify every cop, turn them into villains, and suddenly cities are on fire and people are dead. We've seen this movie already, and it ends badly. Why couldn't you just listen to Ricky Gervais?
If you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and
Thanks for watching. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. Be sure to pass around to anybody who might like my content. And I'll see you the next time.